Hello, my name is Heidi Gruba, and I am here to walk you through a cut, color, and style with the wonderful Matrix products. Thank you for spending your time with me today, and I'm excited to get started. Okay, today we have my model Jen here, and the palette that we're working with is her New Growth, which is a level 6 light brown neutral. And then her mid-length to ends have faded to a level 7 light blonde copper. Now what I want to do today is for the summer give her some nice splashes of brightness around the face and then bring everything down to a really beautiful red-violet base. Okay, so now I'm going to mix up Formula A, which is our Light Master 1 scoop to 2 ounces of developer. You definitely want to measure out your developer so everything is as precise as possible, and then when you pour your developer into the bowl you can get the excess out with a clean brush, but then discard that brush and get a new one to apply your color. And now we're going to mix up Formula B using the 6RV So Color, and it has these wonderful lines on the side of the tube that let you know how many you have. We're going to mix up 1 ounce of color for her New Growth. And again, with the developer, you want to measure with the measuring cup to be as precise as possible. And using your color key to squeeze every ounce and drop of color out of the tube, we're going to come all the way down to 1 ounce. Put the cap back on, set that off to the side. And I have already pre-measured 1 ounce of 10 volume developer. Pour that in, and again taking a clean brush, brushing every bit out, mixing with the brush to make sure everything's all mixed in there evenly. And once that is mixed, I'm going to discard this and we're going to use a fresh brush for the New Growth retouch. So now I have her sectioned in her 4 quadrants and sectioned out to do her slices around the face. The key to doing slices is to take paper thin sections and apply your product evenly. So now we're going to take our paper thin section. You do not want to take your sections any wider than what your foil is. Going to apply the color a ½ inch away from the scalp. All the way from mid-length to ends. And then I'm going to change my brush from horizontal to vertical and feather into the ends, into the scalp, New Growth area. Once that's applied evenly, you want to make a nice clean packet, sealing all the color in and making sure it's secure. Now we're going to continue and we're going to add a few more slices around the face for the extra brightness, and then we're going to come back and start doing our New Growth application. So now we have applied the rest of our foils, again slicing and taking paper thin sections. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply to the regrowth our Formula B, and I've already sectioned her out from ear to ear and in a 4 quadrant sectioning. And what I'm going to do is we're going to apply just the regrowth, and in between the foils you just lift ever so lightly to apply through there. I will demonstrate that as well. And then we're just going to go down through the quadrants and then apply everything down through. So now we went ahead and applied Formula B to the rest of the new growth, sectioned in our clean 4-quadrant sectioning from ear to ear and front to back, and went through and applied in between the foils as well to make sure we have full saturation in between the foils of Formula B. Now you want to be as clean as possible when applying your color, especially around the hairline and the neckline, but Matrix has a beautiful Pro Solutionist product called No Stain. You can apply to a clean towel and then go around the edges if you get a little excess on the skin, just to make sure you clean up and you don't get any stain on them. We're going to go ahead and let this process for 25 minutes, and then we're going to come back with our Formula C and apply from mid-length to end, bottom up, and process that for 10 minutes for a total processing time of 35 minutes. So now we went ahead and pulled through Formula C from mid-length to ends in our 4 sections starting from the back up, and we also got in between the foils. Now we're going to let this process for 10 minutes for a total processing time of 35 minutes. And then I'm going to shampoo her with the Biolage Volume Bloom. It's wonderful to give her that nice full look that we want to go for here. And after we shampoo it, we're not going to condition quite yet because we are going to gloss her with the Gloss Sink Formula D. We're going to put the Formula D on the highlighted areas and then let that process for 15 minutes. Rinse that thoroughly, then we are going to condition with the Biolage Volume Bloom Conditioner. And then we're going to come back and I'm going to spray her down with the Biolage Volume Bloom Spray, Lift and Volume Spray. And then we are going to section her and get her ready for her cut. Okay, so now we have gone ahead and shampooed with the Biolage Volume Bloom shampoo. And then before we conditioned with the Biolage Volume Bloom Conditioner, we went through and glossed the highlights with SSHGV Color Gloss for the toning effect to make sure all of those highlights come out a nice even tone. Now, after we did that, processed that for 15 minutes, we rinsed the hair thoroughly and then we conditioned with the Biolage Volume Bloom Conditioner, and then I brought her back to get her ready for her cut. I sectioned her from ear to ear, and then I sectioned her down the back and did an A-line parting in the back. What we are going to do today is I'm going to give her a little bit of an elevation and take off a little bit of bulk here. And as you can see, her highlights are a little hidden in there, so what we're going to do is I'm going to aerate through the top a touch to texturize it, not necessarily taking off length, but taking out bulk and taking off weight, so these highlights can be nice and exposed and brighten up around her face. So now I'm back from our cut and style, and we did this A-line parting and took out bulk through the back, which gave a graduation and some lift, but then I also blended those layers into the top and aerated through to give her this nice full piecey voluminous look. So the way I went about styling is I shampooed with the Biolage shampoo and conditioner, and then afterwards I sprayed with the Full Lift Volumizing Spray by Biolage, which is a wonderful spray to really give support, to give this full lift and volume. And then it also helps with us kind of piecing out this color so you can see these little pops of color and some brightness through there. And then once I was done with the blow drying and style and got it to basically where I wanted, I used the Biolage Pliable Paste, which is a matte texturizer that just really goes through and helps me finish these pieces and really give it this finished look. Now the picture before you saw is definitely, you can see it's a versatile style. You can wear it a little bit more conservative during the day. And I mean, if you want for an evening style, you can definitely freshen it up and give it this nice fresh color, this nice fresh style for an evening look. This is what I imagine I could be, and I encourage you to imagine all you can be with Matrix.